Books don't actually give you knowledge. In order to get knowledge, you must actually apply yourself. Take the steps after reading a book in order to learn and keep the knowledge forever. Albert Einstein once said that people who read too much and use their mind too little fall into lazy habits of thinking. I agree with this exactly, because if you spend all your time reading, expecting to gain knowledge, if you go through those math textbooks in college from page to page, you will learn nothing and you will forget it in a month. But in school, I generally applied 3 steps in order to not only learn from books, but to actually keep the knowledge up to even now and hopefully forever. The first thing I applied is spaced repetition system. Fluent Forever describes the spaced repetition system, or SRS for short, as a way to defeat forgetting. How it ends forgetting was discovered by Hermann Ebbinghaus in the 1800s, who is a psychologist who performed studies on himself by remembering random syllables and seeing how long it took him to forget it. That leads to our understanding of the forgetting curve today. When you recall a piece of information, not only does it bring it back in your memory, but it makes it so that you can remember it for longer. And then the next time you recall it, after say 3 days, you'll remember it for 5 days. And then you'll remember it for a couple weeks and a couple months. And then eventually you won't have to ever think about it, and you'll still remember it a year later. That is the power of a spaced repetition system. In order to create an SRS, you can either create flashcards, or you can, my personal favorite, create a list of vocabulary words that you want to learn and go to each one and describe it in your own words what that word means. And go through each one just like that. The 2 SRSs that I know about are Anki and Remnote. I use Remnote, but both of them are free and they work pretty well for flashcards. The second thing I found is staying engaged. When you're reading a physics book, right after, solve a problem. But for any and all books, one method that works is write it down. All of my notebooks, I don't organize the information, I don't keep it neat. I can't even go back and look at it because it's just gibberish. It's just one paragraph from math, the next paragraph is physics, the next paragraph is some random thing from my chemistry book. Not copying it from the book, but actually writing a definition out in my own words. The third thing, and very important, is to simply read slow. Just be slow when you're learning something. Be slow about it. Because as soon as you start flipping through the pages more quickly, you'll stop absorbing the information. If you see this complicated page that has all these fancy symbols and you just tell yourself, yeah, I understand it. But the reality is you don't. You're just tricking your brain so you can have an easier time. Anyways, to get knowledge from reading, it's about what you do after, not the actual reading itself. Don't forget to watch my next video on why broccoli kills.